Your electricity bill went up again. You didn't use more power. You didn't buy anything new. But the number is higher. And somewhere in the back of your mind, you already know it's going to go up again next month too. So you start thinking about solar. You Google it. You watch a few videos, and then you stop because nothing you find actually answers the real question. Not, does solar work? But can it actually replace the grid for a normal person with a normal house and a normal budget? That's what this video is. No sales pitch, no agenda, just the honest answer most people never get. Let me tell you about a woman named Claire. She lives in Ohio. 3-bedroom house, 2 kids, works from home. Her electricity bill in the summer hits $280, sometimes $310. She's not doing anything crazy, just running the AC, charging laptops, keeping the lights on. She saw a solar ad, clicked it, got a quote for $22,000 worth of panels, and closed the tab immediately. Too expensive, too complicated, too much risk. So she kept paying the bill, month after month. And here's the thing. Claire's story isn't unusual. It's actually the most common story in this entire conversation about solar energy. Most people don't go solar because of the gap. The gap between solar sounds good and I actually understand what solar would do for my house. And nobody is filling that gap honestly. The solar companies want to sell you a system. The skeptics want to tell you it's all a scam. And the truth? It's sitting quietly in the middle, waiting for someone to actually look at it. So let's look at it. Here's what solar can and cannot do. For real. A properly sized solar system, installed correctly, in the right location, absolutely can cover the majority of a home's electricity needs. In states with high sun exposure, Texas, Arizona, California, Florida, homeowners regularly report cutting their bills by 70, 80, even 90%. That's real. That's documented. But here's the part. Nobody talks about most homes are not optimized to receive those results. Not because solar doesn't work, but because the average home has never been evaluated for energy efficiency before going solar. You can put the best panels on the market on a house with poor insulation, old appliances, and bad energy habits, and you will never see the results you expected. The panels aren't the problem. The foundation is. And if you're thinking about this from a money perspective, which honestly you should be, the math changes completely depending on where you live, what your current rate is, whether your state has net metering, and how much you're willing to put in up front. A $20,000 system with a 10-year payback period makes sense in some situations. It makes 0 sense in others. Nobody should be telling you solar is universally the right answer. Anyone who does is trying to sell you something. Now, and this is the part I want you to actually hear, there's a third option that almost nobody talks about. It's not buy a full solar system, and it's not keep paying your bill forever. It's understanding how energy works in your home first, before you make any decision. Because when people actually study how their home uses and wastes electricity, and I mean really study it, not just look at the bill, they find inefficiencies that, when fixed, can cut their bill by 30 to 40% without a single panel on the roof. And then, if they add solar on top of that leaner, smarter system, the numbers start looking like something you'd actually want to tell your friends about. There's a link in the comments below. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but if you're the kind of person who wants to go deeper on this, it might be worth a look. It covers a lot of what I just talked about and more. Take it or leave it. But back to Claire. She didn't go solar right away. She spent about 3 months just understanding her home's energy profile, which appliances were pulling the most power, what times of day her usage spiked, where her house was bleeding electricity without her even knowing. She found out her water heater alone was responsible for almost 18% of her total bill. She found out she was running a second refrigerator in the garage that she barely used. She made some changes. Her bill dropped to $190 before she ever touched a solar panel. And then, with a smaller, more targeted system, she went solar. Her install cost was lower because she needed fewer panels. Her payback period shrank, and today her average monthly bill is $40. Not because solar is magic, because she understood the problem before she tried to solve it. That's the honest truth about solar energy. It works. It works really well. But it works best when you treat it as a final layer on top of an already efficient home, not as a silver bullet you point at a problem you haven't fully understood yet. So, if your bill is high right now and you're looking for answers, the best thing you can do is not rush into anything. Learn how your home uses energy, identify where you're losing money, and then, from that informed place, decide whether solar makes sense for your situation. Because when you approach it that way, you're not just saving money, you're making a decision you'll actually feel good about 5 years from now. If you want to keep going down this road, the link in the comments is there. And if you know someone who's been wrestling with this question, send them this video. It might save them a lot of money, or at least a very frustrating afternoon of Googling.